How'd it go in there?
Good. What I saw, unfortunately, I had all of a sudden Dave's often calls and I can't get him off the phone. This was rough, but it was good. Looks like we're back on for Cancun for the SGA meeting. Not Cancun, but
Cabo?
Cabo.
They wanted to move it for some reason?
Yeah.
What was the reason?
College down over.
Somebody shot their mouth off. They didn't have the authority to shoot their mouth off. Told Larry that a lot of the SGAs weren't happy with the decision. They didn't want to go, felt uncomfortable. So Larry reacts to it.
Okay.
They had no authority to open their mouth. If they don't want to go, they'll fucking go.
Yeah.
Shoot your
Hey,
mouth
just
off.
confirm.
They're probably just being cheap.
My guy's good. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, there he is, Kyle.
No, my guy's Justin.
Okay, all right.
And then I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna double check on some other people, just confirm.
Okay. Kyle. Got Kyle hopping on. Justin should be hopping on. Just we'll give it another minute or two till we get you guys on here, but get your camera turned on there and we'll get started. There we go. What's up, man? Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think I
Oh,
have my
you
mic
got
on.
the mic over there, man.
Yeah, I gotta try to get the setup, you know.
I like that thing.
I need some more lighting in here though.
Yeah, you gotta get one of those circle lights that you know.
I know I've been dabbling in photography a little bit. I have like a LED, but no actual mount for it. I might be able to make something work. It just gets so dark in here.
Yeah, go on Amazon. They got a bunch of them. All right, Justin's hopping on here. Let me get him in.
Good deal.
Hey, did you need to add Jackie Alverson to the group? Is that supposed to be Jackie?
Jackie, mommy added Jackie. No.
You meant to add Jackie Gilbert, is that what it was?
What group is that?
It's to 2021.
When was that?
It says,
I didn't need that anybody. That must have been
dude, let me remove her.
I don't know.
I was like, wait, is that supposed to be Gilbert?
Yeah, I don't think I had
So I
anybody.
take your phone real quick. Let me remove her.
Where is my phone at? Oh, it's right here. Never mind. Who we got? There he is. Justin, what's up, man? I know you just talked to Gio, right?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? It's
All right,
good.
how's it going?
Yeah, I'm just over here doing some studying for the pre-licensing.
Nice. Good. Hey, well, that's what you should be doing, right?
Yeah, I've been at it hard, every day.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I was trying to pull up a PowerPoint for us on my computer. So in the middle of our quick huddle here, guys, I might switch like to this computer back here if it restarts and pull up a PowerPoint. But, you know, basically what I wanted to do today is just spend some time with you guys discussing leadership. You know, Gio, you know, told me, Justin, that you mentioned to him that you wanted to get into, you know, leadership, and that you felt like that'd be a calling for you. And Cal, you know, that's what you know, you obviously you guys wanted to discuss a little bit more about the leadership track and, you know, what that entails. So something inside of you, you know, has either said, you know, that you're a leader. You probably maybe have done some things before in your past that you've thrived in leadership, or you enjoyed it, whether it was a captain of a team or a sports team maybe, or a club, you know, or maybe you started something from scratch. You know, maybe you started a fraternity, or you were part of the leadership of a social club. You know, whatever it may be, you know, it could be a prior career. Maybe in one of your old careers, you sort of just stepped up and, you know, were always the leader and you enjoyed that. Or maybe you've never been in leadership and you say, now it's about time and this is the opportunity to do so. So, you know, regardless of it though, you guys raised your hand, and when you say you want to be in leadership, you know, you got to realize it's a very unselfish thing, you know, because now you're basically, you know, saying you want to have kids pretty much, you know? And I remember when I had a kid, I realized, I said, babe, we don't get to sleep in on Saturday mornings anymore.
Yeah.
You know, if we wanted to do something, we had to first check and make sure, like, the kid was okay first, and then we could do what we wanted to do. So when you get in leadership, it's very unselfish, and we treat it as like almost servant leadership. So you want to kind of put your team first. And what I learned is that the more success that my team has, the more success I end up having. So if my team's successful, then I'll be successful. But a lot of people, it's just, you got to think that's completely counterintuitive to most human beings, because when you're raised to look out for who? Look out for yourself first. That's just human nature, is raised that way. So that's why leaders are few and far between. A true leader that's unselfish is very hard to find, because it's just not, it's not out there a lot in the country, in the workforce out there, So anyways, think about that. And then today, if this will pop up, I can go through a couple things with leadership to give you guys an idea of really what it takes. But I could tell you my story briefly, on leadership more, and how it has affected me, and basically just I only know what I know, so I'll just tell you my story, right? So I started here 13 years ago in June of 2008, and I was in training class. So prior to that, I was already licensed because I was a financial advisor. So I was already in the license. So I didn't have, you're going to get your license and then get into training, right? So you're going to go from studying to just more training, right? I was already licensed, and then I came in here. So I started training in June, and my first full month was July. So literally right around this time of the year, like July, August, I was just getting started into the career. I was like a deer in headlights. There was so much going on. There's a lot of information to learn. Okay. They say it's like trying to drink from a fire hose when you get started, that it's just a lot. So just, embrace it. And what I did though is when I started, someone sat down with me, just like I'm sitting down with you now, and they went over the career in detail for me about how to get into leadership and the way the money works and all that. And after that, I knew two things. Number one, I had a very good understanding of the way the leadership track worked. Okay. So I knew what I needed to do. But number two, I was really excited to go do it. So I think if we today can get a better understanding, then you'll know what you need to do. And when you understand it, you appreciate it.
Right.
So my first month, because they showed this to me, if you were able to, if you get a team of 10 people built and they're all doing 2,000 a week, your team's going to do what? 20,000 a week, right? And at that time, they showed me that that's going to make you about $4,000 a week. I'll be honest with you guys, that's pretty much all I needed to know. I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me I need to get 10 people in the door, and now 10 people, they need to do average numbers, 10 people to be average. And if I do that, I'll be able to earn $4,000 a week. I was like, I got to just go get my 10 people as soon as possible. Talk about keeping it simple. I can't keep it any simpler than that. Just let me get 10 people and get them in the door and get them going, get them working. Hey, by the way, I just got 10 people a job, 10 people a career, 10 people making residual income right now. So it's a win-win situation, because the guy wasn't working anyways, and now I got him working, right?
Yeah.
Before he met me, he wasn't having no residual income. Now he's able to earn residual income. He's able to have a promising career. He's able to provide income for his family forever and never have to worry about getting laid off. This company, this company had 0 layoffs in its 70-year history. This year, it's our 70-year anniversary with 0 layoffs in 70 years. Pandemics, recessions, depressions, never once, right?
That's incredible.
Pretty cool. So I did research before I came to the company too. And because they told me this company is recession proof. And they told me that anytime that the economy was down, our company actually grew. So you know what I did? I said, all right, I'm gonna do the research. So I pulled up all the stats for the growth of our company. And then I pulled up all the stats of the economy. And I went to all the years where the economy was doing horrible. And then I went to our company, and our company actually grew in all those years. Before I even started with this company, just to do a little bit of due diligence on my own, and since being here, we've been through pretty much 2 depressions, and the company has done nothing but thrive through both of them, specifically, obviously the last one, So, so when I started with the company, I went out my first month, and sure, I wrote a lot of business. I set a lot of appointments. I saw a lot of clients. I worked every single day my first month. I wanted to make a big impression. I ended up making about $12,000 in personal income in my first month with this company. Talk about getting excited. That July of 2008, my first month with the company, I made $12,000. I was 24 years old. You had to imagine how excited that I was.
Yeah.
So at that point, I went out and just recruited everybody that I knew. I recruited 10 people my first month, 10 people my second month. And I just kept recruiting every single month until I built my team, and until my team started building, until we start growing. And then it just became a habit. And now I've been in the business. This is, let's say, 3 months into the business, guys. I end up getting promoted to a manager. And then after 9 months in the business, I got that general manager promotion. My first year, I made like 120. My second year, I made like a little bit over 200,000. And then my third year, I went from a general manager to a regional manager, and I made over 500,000. And in my fourth year, I made over 937,000 with the company. And that was back in 2012, actually, when that happened, back in 2012. And then every single year since, it's been another 9 years. I've been in the company for 13 years now, It's just continued to grow and grow and grow. So your upfront weekly income, if you build your team in leadership, continues to grow. If you got a team of 2 now, but you got a team of 10 later, your team of 10 is going to earn you more. But that team of 10 is going to grow to 15. And then your team of 15 can grow to 20. And then as you continue to grow your team, then your weekly income grows. But every time that people write business, you got to remember, every week they're adding more residual income onto the books, because every time they put on policies onto the books, your team, they're going to get residual income, but because you're the leader, your residual income is going to grow. So, my residual income has grown to be over $20,000 a month right now after 13 years. So I get the 20,000, but you got to remember, that's just once a month. We still get paid weekly too. So we're earning weekly paychecks, which is based upon my own personal sales, but also off of the sales from everyone that I'm responsible for training, leading, managing, coaching, and all that, right? So, you're going to be able to get paid so many different ways, when you are in leadership, especially. So I wanted to go over, it looks like it's 10% complete. How long is this thing going to take? That's crazy. But without having that pulled up, I can go over it with you on a general, scale. Okay. I wish I could pull up this slide. You know what? I might have a picture of it I can pull up to the screen. Actually, this might work a little bit. So if you're an agent, can you guys see that pretty good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you can see an agent in year 1. What's the average income there? 62,000. Year 2, 70. Year 3, 90. If you're here 4 to 7 years, you're making 121,000 on average. And I always like to say, we don't like to use the word average because, that's like a swear word around that. We call that the A word, right? It's a cuss word. We don't do average. We're allergic to average. If we do average, we'll break out in hives or something, Right. So, but if you are average and you just graduate 4 years from now, just be here 4 years from now, you're looking at 121,000. I couldn't believe this when they showed this. These are real statistics from the company. And then goodness, you get your doctorate's degree and you're here for 8 years. Look at that. 236 or something. And then if you're here for 11 years, it's 300,000. Here's why this is nice, is because when you're in leadership, you're going to have some people that are going to be agents, because not everybody is going to get into leadership, right? So the people that do not get into leadership, they remain what's called an agent. And it's great because for them, they don't have any responsibilities. They could just set their appointments, see their people, and go surfing on the weekends. They could do whatever. There's 2 girls in California that they actually like to surf. And if you try to go surfing on the weekends, the beaches are full, right? Mm-hmm. So they actually, all week, they work and they set a schedule, and they set up a full schedule of client appointments all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And they work on Saturdays and Sundays. And then they go to the beach during the week when nobody's there.
Yeah, they just
Right?
can enjoy it. It's just perfect.
Hey, when you're an agent, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want. You can literally move to the beach and work out of the beach. You could be in Cancun and make two appointments, and then go, have a margarita. You know what I'm saying, right? So yeah. You can travel around the world. I mean, some of our top agents, our top agent, one of her name's Carmen. Every time I look on her Instagram, she's somewhere else. But every time I look in our magazine, she's like the top producer in the magazine too. So it's cool when you're an agent, because you don't have to worry about nobody but yourself. But remember, when you get into leadership, what is it now?
It's about everything.
It's not about us anymore.
Right.
Right. When you get into leadership, you can't really do what you want when you want. You got a whole team of people that you're responsible for, and they say that more that you go up in leadership, the less rights that you have and the more responsibilities you're going to have, So when you go the higher that you go in leadership, just like you think the president of the country, he don't have the same rights that, that we have. We can go out and drink, get into a bar fight. This guy can't do that kind of stuff. He's everybody's looking at him, right? So his responsibilities go up and his rights go down. You know what I mean? So that's why I say when you raise your hand and say you want to be in leadership, it's a special thing, But the agent position, the reason I say this too is because when you're in leadership, you're going to have agents. Hey, this is cool. I'm pretty happy that I helped other people achieve a life like this. Because if they're an agent and they're here, they're also going to build residual income. This is the residual income that people earn. So if you're here from 4 to 7 years, the average person is earning $48,000. Gio, who you on the phone with? Gio's on the phone with Austin. Gio been here for 5 years, and Gio gets over $4,000 a month in residual income. Right?
What's up,
Justin?
$4,000 a month, guys, is $48,000 a year, which is more than the average person makes in the state of Florida. The average person in the state of Florida, the males are in 38 and the females are in 36. That's the average income for the individual in the state of Florida.
Jeez.
And they have to work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. So they have to work 2,000 hours to earn $38,000. Gio has to work 0 hours and he gets paid $48,000 this year and every single year for the rest of his life. Think about that. Like everybody, and when they work 40 hours, you got to be at work at 8, right? So What time you got to leave? 7. So what time you got to get up? 6. And then you leave work at 4 or 5 o'clock, and you got to sit in rush hour traffic, stressed out, money in the gas tank, filling up your gas, putting miles on your car, getting oil changes, getting cut off, getting to car wrecks. Like I was just in a car wreck, like stressful. You're putting your life on the line every day. And it's not 20,000. It's not 8 hours because you got to drive an hour there and an hour home. So it's really 10 hours out of your day every day. That's 50 hours. That's a lot. And Gio literally don't have to leave his house ever. He could be a bear and hibernate all winter. He's gonna get paid the same. It's crazy how there's going to be people driving. Your friends are going to be working and working and working. And the average person here, you're going to have, if you're in leadership, one of your average people are going to be making 48,000 before they wake up after being here for 4 years. Just graduate. I always say. So you guys got to come in with the mentality now that this is like going to school. Okay. And my freshman year of school, I wanted to quit. I called my dad and said, please, I want to move home. He said, no, you got to stick it out. 2 out of 3 people that start college don't end college. 1 out of 3 actually graduates. They sat us down and they said, look to your left, look to your right. One out of you 3 are going to be here 4 years from now, right? So you got to make sure as soon as I heard that, I said, well, I'm not going to be a statistic. At least I'm going to be a positive statistic. I'm going to be the one that stuck and made it out, So, I always tell everybody when they start, you want to come in with that, treat it like it's going to college mentality, where every day is a new learning experience. And instead of having to pay money for the education, you're actually going to get paid money while you're getting educated. And instead of graduating 4 years from now and hoping somebody will hire you, you're going to graduate 4 years from now and you're going to be hiring people.
Right.
You know how people have to walk around with resumes and stuff, right? Well, you're never going to need a resume again. How cool is that? You're actually going to be the one sitting on this side of the desk saying, how you doing? Did you bring a copy of your resume with you today? Okay, great. Can you tell me about the last place that you worked? Talk about job security.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what leadership's about. You get to hire, train, and recruit your team, your business, but you don't have to do it, by yourself. I love it when someone told me, they said, this is where you get to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. It's all been figured out, and I've made every mistake in the book. So, I could point you guys in the right direction to make sure you don't, make the same mistakes. But here's the main one that I wanted to show you. I wanted to pull it up on the screen. We're at 94%, but let's just stick with this for now. So the senior leadership guys, is this okay? Can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see first year is about 89,000. Second year is 107. Third year is 156. But like I said, when you graduate, you look at everybody in our company. They took everybody in the company that's in leadership and just said, in their 4th year, what did the average person make? In my 4th year, I made 937,000. That's why I'm very comfortable showing you and anybody else 200,000. I'm like, they're like, can I really make 200,000 in 4 years? I'm like, you should make 200,000 after 4 years. Not you could, but you should. I made 900. That's like small potatoes in where I come from. So like that's what we got people on right now. Geo, we just started here in March of last year. So we've been here for about 16 months, maybe we're going on 16 months, about a year and 3 months or so. Geo's already, he's gonna make damn near about 500,000 this year.
Awesome.
Nice.
Last year we started in March. There's a pandemic, so we didn't even start till April, and we started from scratch. And all we did for 8 months, April till December, for 8 months last year, all we did is just lay a foundation. All we did is build. All we did is just like do all the behind the scenes work. And because of those 8 months of work, he set himself up for 2021 to come into a situation where now he can hum in 450 over 500,000 this year. So it's pretty awesome. And it's just that's the path that you guys are on as well. When you get into management and leadership, you sit on that same system, that same path. Just it's all about building, laying a foundation, and knowing that it's not about the reaping, it's about the sowing. And even though Geo's going to reap 500,000 this year, he ain't reaping nothing. All he's doing right now is sowing for next year. Ask him what his MO is. Ask him what he's focused on right now. He's like, all I'm focused on is getting this team set up so that we can crush it in 2022. So like all he's doing this year is sowing, you know, and then what'll happen next year is he's going to make 750. But next year, he ain't even going to be worried about making 750 because all he's worried about is setting himself up for 2023, you know, because, you know, he's applying a lifestyle of just growth, never ending growth, you know. So, you know, definitely have that mentality, that approach coming in of treating this like a college and just saying, I just got to graduate. I got to learn. I got to graduate, you know, and try and ace. Hey, and if you ace the tests, and you graduate with high scores, you graduate like you get yourself a Lamborghini when you graduate. You know, true story, guys. My 4th year in this business, I earned 937, and my state director, who actually was you know, worked up to be a partner within the agency, purchased me a Maserati. So he's like, "Hey, you graduated 4 years. I didn't even have to pay for it."
Awesome.
That's a pretty cool graduation gift, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was also #1 in the company. So if you can do stuff like that, man, to the victor go the spoils, you know? But anyways, if I could pull this up again, just so you can see the average 8 to 10 years, just so you can see, it's like, it's a lot of money. It's 387 average people. If you're here for 10 years plus, you're making over 650. You know, so I don't know if you guys can think, but how old ever you are now, you know, how old are you now? 10 years from now, how old are you going to be then? How old are all your friends going to be then?
Right.
Some of them might, I don't even know. They might not even be working. They might be unemployed because the 10 years from now, what if there's another pandemic? What if there's another, who knows? Right? One thing, you know, is if there's a pandemic, we're good. This is recession proof. During the pandemic, when everything shut down, you know what the company did? They still paid me $20,000 a month in residual income. You know? So these next 10 years are going to be amazing for what you guys can do and build for your family, for your future, you know, change my family's life forever. And, you know, if I could, you know, offer even if it does half of what it did for me, for you, man, it'd be amazing, you know? So, but you know, it's not going to be easy. I got to let everybody know this. And, if you were hired by like Gio probably told you this. He probably told you this is not going to be easy. In fact, it's probably going to be the hardest thing that you may have ever done in your life. I don't even know what you've done. You probably done some hard stuff, but this is going to be the hardest, one of the hardest things you've ever done. I promise you that, but it's going to be the most rewarding thing that we could have ever done as well. You know, it's going to test you. It's going to make you be your best. We're going to have to grow. We're going to have to develop. We're going to have to reinvent ourselves. The person we are today is not the person that we're going to need to be a year from now, guys. You know, one thing that was hard for me when I was in my 20s is they told me, "Hey, Tommy, you got to give up who you are for who you want to become. You got to give up who you are for who you want to become." And when I was in my 20s, I was not a millionaire. You know what I mean? I was a broke bum living with my parents. That's who I was, you know? So I had to give that up for who I wanted to be. So I had to I had to stop acting like a 20-year-old because I wanted to make 40-year-old money, 50-year-old money. So I had to start acting and thinking like a 40-year-old, you know? But that means you had to give up 20-year-old stuff to make the 40-year-old money, sort of, right? So I couldn't do that 20-year-old thing, but I wanted to. I had the same urges that all the other 20-year-olds had. You know, I was 25, man. They were all at the club on Friday night. I wanted to be there, you know? So I wanted to go on the boat Saturday mornings. I wanted to go to the Steeler games. I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm a Steelers fan. That's where I grew up. All my friends are at the Steeler game. I'm driving to go see my clients. And my friends thought I was crazy, you know? But now, like all my friends are gonna have to work forever. You know, I think it's crazy. They work 40 hours a week, 5 days a week to make $6,000 a month. You know, my friends, they work 5 days a week, 4 weeks, and they make $6,000 for a month. I get 20,000 when I don't even do nothing. But I'm the crazy one. I think it's crazy they're working all these hours. That's crazy. You work all them hours for that little bit of money. And you're working for somebody else. I heard a quote one time. It said, I'd rather work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for me than 40 hours a week for somebody else.
Right.
You know? So that's why I like you get to build your business for yourself, but you're not gonna be by yourself. You're gonna have a whole team of all of us. I got your back. Gio got your back. All your managers here got your back. You know, you just got to make sure though that, you know, we don't got your back more than your family got your back. I can't, you know, I'll help you, but that's a sell that you guys are going to have to make on your own. You know, you got to, number one, be so sold on this opportunity, on what you're going to do, on yourself. You got to be sold on yourself, you know, to where you have enthusiasm about it. If you guys ever, if you're taking notes or something, the word enthusiasm, right? If you write the word down and you spell it out, enthusiasm, okay? What are the last 4 letters in enthusiasm?
What would it be? ISM.
I,
C.
I,
SISM.
A, S, M, right? You guys got it? IASM?
Got it.
Okay, somebody told me what that stands for. You guys know what that stands for? It stands for I am sold myself. See, if somebody is sold themselves on something and they're going to be enthusiastic about it. That's where you get enthusiasm from. And you know what sells? Enthusiasm. That's what sells. That's what people buy. You know, if you're excited about something, that energy is going to transfer into somebody else and they're going to be excited about it too. So if you're excited about your career, if you're excited about yourself, you're excited about what you're about to do, you know, I would urge you to make sure that you get your family and your friends and your family and the people that are most important to you, your support staff, you get them on your side and you get them to have your back. Right? There's 2 quotes. They say your family can either be, they can either be by your side or they can be on your back. You don't want your family on your back. You want them to have your back. Don't be on my back. Right?
Right.
So that's one of the first things I did is I went to my parents and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I need your 100% support in this, you know? And then, you know, obviously to the level that you're sold is going to be the level you're going to be able to sell, you know, other people on what you're doing. But it's going to be important for you guys to have the utmost support from everybody around you, you know, in this endeavor as well. Some people that you expect to have your back may not. They may not, right? Some people, you know, you may have people that may, you know, do some naysaying. They may be your parents or your friends or family and say, don't do that. That's too much work or whatever. They don't understand. They weren't here. So, you know, you just got to know like who to take advice from and who not. Right. So anyways, you know, we'll have your back. Make sure you get your family to have your back as well. And then there's really no way you lose, guys. Because if you get into this business and you're working with the right people, right? And then you're doing all the right things. You're doing a system, you're working hard, you're doing it for the right reasons. You got good intentions, right? You're saying the right stuff, thinking the right stuff. You're putting all the right things in. You're listening to the right things. You're reading the right books. You're eating the right food. How can we go wrong? Right? If you do all the right things, you're not going to get the wrong result eventually. So, but it's going to take us a little bit of time. You know, your first 2, 3, 4 months in the business, you got to give yourself a chance to learn and grow, you know? So It's not going to happen in a day, but if you subscribe to this lifestyle, this is a lifestyle. You know, being a business owner is a lifestyle. You know, if I went and played professional football, that's the lifestyle. It's a different lifestyle. They eat at different times. They're working out at 6 o'clock at night. You know, it's a different lifestyle. So you got to remember, this is a different lifestyle. This is not the 40-hour week where everybody else is on this schedule. The whole world, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, they're all driving to work. 8 o'clock in the morning, they're all doing work. They're digging holes. At 12 o'clock, everybody's going to lunch. 5 o'clock, everybody's coming home. At 8 o'clock, everybody's putting on Dances with the Stars. That's what 95% of people out there are doing. Okay? We are not doing none of that. We live a different lifestyle. Okay? So you got to be okay with being a professional, like a professional athlete, a professional doctor. People that are professionals, they don't do what the 95% of people do. They're doing different shit. They're working. I have a doctor. He was like, oh, I was on call all Sunday night, and I had to work a double shift on a Monday. Like, they do different. But then he's off all day Tuesday. You know, like, you got to be okay with doing some different stuff and not being like everybody else. In fact, that's why I like this, because I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be different. So this is our chance to do that as well, too. So embrace the different, embrace all the nuances. It's all going to be different. The first time you do something here, it's going to be uncomfortable. I want you to know it's going to be different. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're like, I'm not used to this. Well, remember, that's why we're here. Because if I wanted the same results, I would just keep doing the same things. We want different results. That's why we're here. So give me some different juice. You're going to hear different stuff, different philosophies. You're going to meet a lot of different people. I mean, I got a millionaire walking around my office here today. He makes $100,000 a month before he even wakes up. You know, I'm a millionaire too, but he's 5 times what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 times what I am. I want you to know he's different. He's different. You walk and talk and hang out with a millionaire, they're different. They're different because they do different things. They read different books. So, you know, I want you to just get ready for that type of stuff. I want to introduce you to that. Every morning, I try and hang out with millionaires and billionaires. Every morning, you can do that, but I don't have to go drive anywhere. I don't have to meet Bill Gates and beg him for time. I can go on YouTube and just type in Bill Gates and spend a half hour with him in the morning.
Right.
You know, you can YouTube what's the guy from Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. I can spend an hour with Mark Cuban every morning, you know? So I switch it up every morning. I'll put a Warren Buffett on one day. I'll listen to, you know, an interview with Elon Musk, you know what I mean? I was listening to Oprah the other day, right? So you can just, what's so cool though is before you know it, you just have all this stuff in there, man. So, you know, I'm excited for you guys, you know, and apologize I didn't get to pull up the actual PowerPoint there, you know, but this worked for the most part.
Oh yeah.
To get into leadership, just, you know, what I did is you want to get your leadership team built as soon as possible. Okay. So as soon as you are able to, you want to start recruiting and getting people in the door. And actually you can start doing it now. But when you're licensed, every person you bring in for your first 90 days are going to give you $750. So you can bring in 10 people and make an extra $7,500. And then all those people will also be on your team when you get into leadership. It'll typically take you 2 or 3 months before you get your first promotion on average. But over those first 2 to 3 months, you can recruit and get your team going. That's what I did. So I brought 10 people in my first month, 10 people in my second month. Before you know it, I picked my head up. I was in leadership and I had a team of like 10 people already built coming in the door. And that just catapulted me and them. And some of them are still here in my office today. And there's some of them are in Pittsburgh and all over the country with this company right now. So the key is not putting any sort of governor on yourself. There's no limits. You want to try and literally bring in as many people as you possibly can. to blow up your team. And don't decide for them. Let them decide for themselves. Because one of my good friends was a teacher, and he was kind of quiet. I didn't think he would be good at this business, but he called me up and he's like, Tommy, I saw that, our buddy Lou works with you. I saw that, Adam works with you. I saw Hector works with you. He's like, I want to come in and see what you guys do. And I literally was like, okay, but I'm thinking in my head, like, this guy, he's not going to be any good at this. He barely even talks to people. He's quiet, He ends up coming in, loving it. It lit a fire in him that I never knew was inside of him. He's still with the company today, 12 years later, right? So don't prejudge either. Give everybody an opportunity to at least see what it's about. Like let them sit in the company overview and see what it's about, and then they can decide for themselves. Because I had a friend who I thought would be great, and he ended up coming in and saying, this really isn't for me. But he did this. He goes, but I know somebody that would. He's like, do you remember Crystal? Well, her cousin, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, perfect. So, even if it's not good for them, they might know somebody who could be good for it. But you want to grow and build your business, and recruiting is going to be a huge part of that. When you get the management and leadership, you can recruit, build, and build your team as big as possible as you want. My goal for you would to be have 10 people on your team as quick as possible. It took me about, 8 months to really get them up and running. But after 8 months, we were rocking and rolling. I was promoted to an MGA, and literally the rest is history, man. So we're here to help you, and there's all kinds of things and scripts and ways to approach it. Like, hey, you might have somebody that's in sales right now. Well, let me know. I'll teach you how to talk to that person. You might have somebody that's doing retail right now. I could teach you how to talk to that person. You might have somebody that's a bartender. I could teach you how to talk to that person, So every different approach in the business and throughout your entire career, guys, there's all kind of different nuances and know-hows and things to do it. So I can teach you and show you all that. And these guys know it as well. So, but I don't want to keep you any longer. I really only wanted to spend about half hour. So we went extra 15 minutes. I apologize if we spent a little bit extra.
You were on a roll.
Do you have any questions or anything before we jump off here? Anything jump out at you?
I think I'm good. It's just exciting. Honestly, it's just really exciting, and it's just crazy that I actually went to a meeting, one of the meetups that you guys had the Monday, and then just hearing all the rewards and how everybody was doing, it was just amazing to be a part of it, to see. It definitely gave me a lot of hope and a lot of determination to get going, to get my license already. It's kind of
100%. That's actually what I was going to ask. Are trainees allowed to attend those in-person meetings on Mondays?
Yes, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I normally even remind everybody when I hop on. I encourage it. Not only are you allowed, I encourage it for sure. Definitely. If we have anybody that is new that, we just hired on, you're part of the team. We have these huddles every Monday. This past Monday was pretty awesome. Freddie, our guest speaker, was here, and all that stuff. But every Monday we have some pretty good meetings going on, and definitely hop in those if you can. They're Mondays at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Just let your managers let her know. Just, hey, I want to hop on the agency meeting. The agents, we call them a huddle. I try to get rid of the word meeting, so we call them huddles now.
What I was getting at is I'm actually going to be in the Chicago area on the 23rd. So next Monday, I was wondering if there was a possibility I'd be able to go into the office.
Yeah.
Sweet.
See, there you go. That's even better. Heck yeah. It starts at 11. So come on up at 10, 10:30 or whatever. We usually got donuts and coffee and stuff up here. So yeah, that'd be great, man, for sure. Let your manager know, and I'll look forward to seeing you in person.
Sounds like a plan. I guess one more question. I know they're saying about a chapter a day for the course before you prepare for the exam. I'm wondering how much time should I spend once I finish the course studying for the exam do you recommend like scheduling it right away or?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. There's, I would schedule it right away because, you know, if somebody studies chapter 1 and then it takes them like 30 days to go take their test, they're probably forgot like chapter 1 by then, you know, so you want to kind of, while it's all fresh in your head, just go spit it all back out on that test. Yeah. And then if you do fail the test, it's not the end of the world. Okay. You literally can just go take it again within, I think, 24 hours. You have to wait, call back, you can go take it again. And that's, I mean, it's not horrible. You might cost a little bit more money to take it again, but it's not the end of the world. It's just like a video game. The first time you did, you know, the board, you got like almost through the board, but you didn't complete the board. But the next time, if you die, guess what you get to do? You get to start the board all, and now you know what you're up against.
Right.
You know, so that's the same thing with the licensing. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
I look forward to it.
Well, guys, you know, get excited. I look forward to seeing you up here on Monday. All right. And good luck with your test, man. If you need anything, we're right here, man. Just reach out.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
Yeah, you too. It was a pleasure.
See ya.